The captain didn't ask questions. He barked orders. He blocked the black woman at the foot of the jet stairs, waving her away like a trespasser while passengers watched, amused by his arrogance. Cameras lifted. Someone snickered. He threatened to call security, insisting there was no chance a woman like her could afford to step on a $70 million aircraft. But she didn't argue. She calmly checked her watch because the captain had no idea the jet he was guarding belonged to the woman he was humiliating. Dr. Naomi Carter arrived at the private terminal with the calm confidence of someone who had earned her place in the sky. She walked with measured steps toward the gleaming jet waiting on the tarmac. Her jet. The morning sun reflected off its polished exterior. The exact model she personally commissioned after her aerospace technology breakthrough changed the industry forever. She reached the mobile stairs when a harsh voice cut through the air. "Stop right there. Passengers don't board from this entrance." Captain Ethan Cross, a man who carried his authority like a shield, stood blocking her way. His eyes narrowed as if her presence itself was an inconvenience. Naomi showed him her boarding credential. "This is flight authorization for Sovereign 1. I have a scheduled departure." Ethan barely glanced. "That's a funny printout. Let me guess. You downloaded it from Google to impress someone?" Snickers burst from the nearby crew. A ground handler lifted his phone, already recording. Naomi remained still. "Please verify the code. It's registered with Falcon Air Holdings." "I don't take orders from random people pretending to be jet owners," Ethan snapped. "I know everyone who belongs on this aircraft, and trust me, you don't." A small crowd gathered near the terminal glass, sensing drama. Phones appeared like insects drawn to light. Naomi didn't flinch. She simply stepped forward. Ethan slammed his palm against her shoulder, forcing her back. "Touch those stairs again and security will drag you off the runway." Gasps rippled across the tarmac. The handler zoomed in closer, capturing every second. Naomi inhaled. "Call your superior." "I am the superior here," he declared, chest puffed. "This aircraft is reserved for the CEO's aviation clients. I'm not letting you ruin a multi-million-dollar asset." Naomi's gaze sharpened slightly. "Interesting. And who do you think signs the CEO's checks?" Ethan laughed, loud and theatrical. "You? Sure. And I'm royalty." One of the flight attendants stepped forward timidly. "Captain, maybe we should—" "Stay out of it," he barked. "I've handled frauds before." He pointed at Naomi like a criminal. "You're trespassing. Leave now before I call the police." Naomi reached into her bag, retrieved her phone, and dialed. Her tone remained perfectly even. "It's me. I'm being prevented from boarding Sovereign 1. She paused. "Yes, right now. Handle it." She ended the call and folded both hands in front of her, calm as still water. Her composure unnerved Ethan, but he covered it with aggression. "You must think you're special," he scoffed. "This jet costs more than your entire world is worth." Naomi checked her watch. 3 minutes. "For what?" Ethan sneered. "You'll see." The handler whispered to a co-worker. "Why isn't she scared?" Ethan pointed at her again. "If you don't walk away, I'll personally—" A blast of wind announced a black SUV speeding up the private access lane. It screeched to a halt. The driver jumped out and opened the rear door as if ceremony was required. Out stepped Alec Donovan, Chief Executive Officer of Falcon Air Holdings. Ethan paled. "Sir, I wasn't informed you were—" Alec didn't look at him. He strode directly to Naomi and bowed his head slightly. "Dr. Carter, my apologies for the delay." His voice reached every ear on the tarmac. Naomi nodded once. "I assume the situation is being corrected?" He faced Ethan at full force. "Captain Cross, explain why you physically blocked our company's principal owner from boarding her own jet." Ethan's mouth fell open, but no sound came out. His mind raced for a defense. "That's right," Alec continued, voice sharp enough to cut steel. "Dr. Naomi Carter isn't just a passenger. She owns this aircraft. She owns the division you work for, and half of the innovations keeping you employed are from her designs." Every phone recording wobbled slightly, hands trembling as the humiliation flipped violently. Naomi spoke quietly. "He laid his hand on me." Alec's jaw tightened. "Captain Cross, you are hereby terminated from service, effective immediately." Shock hit Ethan like a punch. "No. Wait, sir. Please, I didn't know." "That is the problem," Alec growled. "You needed to know who she was before you treated her like a human being." Aviation security swarmed. Ethan was stripped of his badge and escorted away, while passengers inside the terminal stared through the glass in disbelief. The handler who recorded lowered his phone, ashamed. Naomi turned slightly toward Ethan as he was led off the tarmac. "Next time, think before you decide someone doesn't belong." Alec signaled the crew to prepare for immediate departure. The staircase cleared, and Naomi walked up each step with the grace of someone who never needed permission. Inside, the cabin was pristine and silent. Naomi took the owner's seat, no longer blocked, no longer questioned, and looked out the window just long enough to see Ethan standing outside the airport fence, staring helplessly at the jet he once commanded, but no longer belonged anywhere near. Alec approached her one last time. "We will be reviewing every employee with Captain Cross's mindset. This culture changes now." Naomi nodded. "Good. Because the sky should belong to the people who earn it, not those who think they own it." The door sealed. Engines roared. Sovereign 1 accelerated and lifted into the open blue, leaving ignorance grounded far below. Shocked by that ending? Like, share, and comment your reaction. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more stories where dignity wins and arrogance falls.